Welcome this stories. I should have recognized the warnings earlier. In hindsight, it wasn't a single moment that changed everything. It was a collection of delicate shifts, small cracks in our bond that I once dismissed as mere stress or the monotony of our years together. Yet, the reality? I had been blind to the truth that lingered just out of reach, a secret yearning that pulsed between us. At first, it was just fleeting glances. Yet now, there are days when I hardly catch a glimpse of her, lost in the glow of her phone. She slipped out the door before dawn, returning long after the sun had set, her alibi never changing. There's a secret we can't ignore. Everything feels so overwhelming at work, like a storm brewing inside me. Then, it became impossible to ignore. Unanswered whispers, messages left hanging in the silence. Her eyes held a moment of uncertainty before she placed her phone aside, forever hidden away. That one pierced my heart the deepest. She once felt free enough to leave her phone behind, unguarded, as if nothing could ever come between them. Set free, left alone. Now, it felt like it was meant to be, always by her side, a secret longing that stirred her heart. I longed to trust the justifications. I longed to convince myself that perhaps she was merely overwhelmed, lost in her thoughts, burdened by the weight of her responsibilities. Perhaps I had been falling short as a husband, ignoring her presence, as if she were a fleeting shadow in my life, leaving her heart aching for affection. Yet, in the depths of my heart, I understood. It's strange how the heart can turn a blind eye when it longs for something it shouldn't have. How it whispers that the truth, though hidden, holds a beauty you never expected. Perhaps you're letting your heart race too fast, lost in thoughts that pull you deeper into the unknown. That illusion crumbled on an ordinary Tuesday evening. I had just stepped through the door, my heart still racing from the day. Drained, yet yearning. All I could think about was the warmth of the water cascading over me and the crisp taste of a cold beer waiting just beyond the door. But as I entered the kitchen, a spark of something unexpected drew me in. Her tablet lay abandoned on the counter, a silent witness to the unspoken feelings lingering in the air. The screen flickers softly, a secret light in the dark. At first, it seemed insignificant. She would carelessly leave it out, a constant reminder of her presence, a tool for her tasks, for fleeting moments of distraction, for secrets whispered in the shadows. But then, a message appeared, igniting a spark of longing in her heart. A whisper of longing, a name that sent a shiver down my spine. Last night was unforgettable. Every moment apart feels like an eternity, and the thought of seeing you again sends my heart racing. I sensed it before I could even understand it. That sudden lurch in my chest, as if the very earth had vanished, leaving me suspended in a moment of breathless uncertainty. The silence wrapped around them, heavy and charged. The air hung heavy, wrapping around them like a secret they dared not share. My gaze lingered on the words, a rush of feelings swirling within me. My heart raced, echoing a forbidden rhythm within me. It wasn't my doing. It was a pull deep within, a longing that felt both familiar and wrong. My hand moved instinctively toward the tablet, a rush of adrenaline silencing the voice of caution in my mind. My fingers betrayed me, swiping it open without a second thought. It was the same, a haunting reminder of what once was. Our secret day of love. The irony twisted in my stomach, a bittersweet ache I couldn't shake off. The moment of truth. The messages lingered, just out of reach. A thread woven with secrets and longing, reaching back through the shadows of time. At first, I convinced myself that perhaps I was misreading the signs. Perhaps it was merely playful teasing, a fleeting jest that danced on the edge of something deeper. But as I scrolled, that flicker of hope faded, leaving a hollow ache in its wake. His name was Shannon, and every glance held an unspoken weight, a complexity neither of us could ignore. He was her boss, a figure of authority that made her heart race in ways she knew she shouldn't allow. Their messages held a spark that felt both thrilling and dangerous. They were undeniable. They were intricate, woven with unspoken desires. Words that had been lost to time, echoing in the silence of my heart. Whispers meant for my ears alone. Your presence lingers in my mind, a memory that refuses to fade. I craved it more than I could admit. If only we could steal a moment longer. This secret feels heavy, and I can't stand the shadows we hide in. He remains blissfully unaware. There's a weight in my chest, a thrill that feels wrong yet irresistible. My hands shook with a mix of excitement and fear as I scrolled. As I stood there, my heart shattered, watching the woman I had loved for a decade surrender herself to another's embrace. She was crossing a line she never thought she'd dare to tread. Her heart was all in. This was more than a fleeting moment of weakness. This was more than a fleeting moment. This was intentional. In the midst of stolen glances and unspoken desires, their story unfolds, a delicate dance of hearts caught in a web of longing. Each moment is a whisper of what could be, a bittersweet ache that lingers in the air, drawing them closer, yet keeping them apart. The thrill of the forbidden ignites a fire within, as they navigate the shadows of their feelings, knowing that some love stories are meant to be felt, not shared. Practiced. And what hurt the most was that she didn't even appear to feel remorse. In that instant, everything changed within me. In that moment, I felt the weight of unspoken words, a tension that hung between us, begging to be released. I felt a storm within me, a need for answers, but I held back. Yet, a force held me back. A hidden voice within me, icy and unyielding, finally dared to whisper its truth. A part of me that felt more than just pain, it burned with anger. Absolutely not. It feels like a dream, yet so out of reach. If I was going to take this leap, I had to make it count. I wanted to hold her close, even if it meant crossing a line we both knew we shouldn't. I longed for her to sense it, the choice that could change everything. And I held my breath. I placed the tablet back, my heart racing, ensuring the screen faded into darkness. I moved through the evening, masking the turmoil within, pretending that nothing had shifted in my world. I prepared a meal. I sat in the dim light, the flickering screen casting shadows around me, lost in a world that felt both familiar and distant, a bittersweet escape from reality. I pressed my lips to hers, lingering in the moment, knowing it was a goodbye that felt all too sweet and achingly wrong. She was blissfully unaware that I had already set in motion a plan that could change everything between us. This was more than just a meeting. It was a moment charged with unspoken feelings and the thrill of the unknown. This was destined to be a heart-wrenching farewell, and I was determined to etch that moment into her heart forever. Sleep eluded me that night. I lay in bed, gazing at the ceiling, her warmth enveloping me, the gentle cadence of her breath filling the silence. It felt like a dream. Just hours ago, I stumbled upon a betrayal that shattered my heart. And yet here I was, lost in a web of deception, wearing the mask of a devoted husband, allowing her to cling to the illusion that everything was as it should be. It was a bittersweet twist of fate. For months, she wove a web of deception around me, her lies so smooth that I nearly lost myself in them. Now, it was my moment. I struggled to face her, wrestling with emotions I couldn't yet name. I was determined to make her feel the weight of her choice. I was ready to shatter the delicate dream she had woven, fragment by fragment. And just when she thought it was over, the truth would come to light. Step 1. Building the unspoken connection. The next morning, I wore a mask of normalcy, hiding the storm within. I rose quietly, brewed the coffee, and pressed a gentle kiss to her cheek. She hardly noticed, her attention consumed by her phone, likely sending messages to him. I watched her from across the table, captivated by every subtle movement. The way her lips curled into a secretive smirk as she read a message, the delicate dance of her fingers through her hair, an unspoken desire to allure even in solitude. I had been so unaware. How had I been so blind to it all? "Babe," I whispered, my heart racing as I took a slow sip of my coffee, the warmth contrasting the thrill of the moment. I can't help but imagine us escaping together, just for a moment, away from everything that holds us back. Her gaze lifted, a flicker of surprise dancing in her eyes. "A getaway?" "Yeah," I whispered softly. "A moment just for us, a secret celebration of our love on this special day." I could sense the conflict brewing within her. Her heart raced as she paused, caught in a moment that felt both thrilling and wrong. Had I not been paying attention, it would have slipped right by me. She hesitated, heart racing, torn between desire and the weight of consequence as she thought of Shannon. But then a wave of relief washed over her features. She believed I was oblivious to the truth. She believed I was mending our bond. "Oh my God," she whispered, her fingers brushing against mine as she leaned closer across the table. "That feels so right, yet so wrong." What were you dreaming of? I held her hand gently, my heart racing as I managed a fragile smile. I'll handle it all, I whispered, my heart racing. Just trust me, she whispered, her eyes sparkling with a mix of hope and longing. The longing in her gaze was undeniable. She believed she had triumphed. And that was everything I craved. Step 2, the secret unraveling. I need proof, I whispered, my heart racing. Dennis's laughter danced through the line, a sound both sweet and dangerous. They always find a way. I can feel it in my bones, I whispered. I crave it all, yet it feels so out of reach. Snapshots, whispers, secret stays, everything hidden beneath the surface. Dennis fell silent, the weight of unspoken words hanging between them. How far are you willing to go to uncover the truth? A smile tugged at my lips. Oh, Dennis, if only you knew. Reaching out to Angela felt like crossing an unspoken line, a thrill that sent shivers down my spine. By the end of the week, Dennis had it all, yet his heart ached for something just out of reach. Snapshots of stolen moments, slipping into hidden corners of the night. Whispers captured in the glow of a screen, secrets shared under the cover of darkness. Whispers captured in time, secrets shared in the dark, words that had lingered unspoken for far too long. I gazed at the files on my laptop, a weight pressing down on my heart. This was undeniable. There are no more reasons to hold back. I can't deny it any longer. The truth stings too much to ignore. My heart ached with betrayal, and I knew I had to confront the truth of her deceit. I reached for my phone, my heart racing as I dialed the one person who had a right to hear the secret that bound us together. Angela, the woman who held Shannon's heart, yet stood between them. Her voice broke through the silence on the third ring. Hi there. The uncertainty in her voice tugged at my heart. The doubt lingers. Angela, I whispered, my heart racing. My voice trembled with a quiet intensity. We may be strangers, but there's something pulling me to reach out to you. Time hung in the air, heavy with unspoken words. Who are you? I'm Martin, I whispered. I belong to Melanie, yet my heart whispers secrets of longing. Whispers of longing linger in the air. Then a breath caught in the throat. I felt the tremor of fear lacing her words. Oh, my heart. I let out a breath I didn't know I was holding. Yes, don't say that. You can't be serious. Her voice barely broke the silence, a secret meant only for him. Shannon couldn't. He would, despite everything that stood between them. I whispered, and he did, against all odds. I sent her the files, my heart racing with the thrill of our secret exchange. The evidence of our secret. I felt my heart race as she clicked through them. Her breath quickened, a wild rhythm of longing and fear. The echo of betrayal lingers in the air. Then a muffled cry escaped her lips. I shut my eyes, feeling the weight of unspoken desires wash over me. Her emotions mirrored my own, a silent understanding that pulsed between us. Step 4, where hearts race and secrets linger in the shadows. The secret we dared to dream. Angela felt a deep ache in her heart. Her heart burned with fury. She craved freedom from a life that felt suffocating. Her heart ached for retribution. We could let the world know, she whispered, her eyes filled with a mix of hope and fear. Reveal their secret at the office. Shatter their worlds. No, I whispered, my heart racing. It's happening too fast. Too easy to overlook. What happens next? I leaned back in my chair, gazing at the ceiling, my heart racing as the fragments of my secret desire began to align. Angela, my heart races at the mere whisper of your name. I whispered. A faint, bittersweet smile tugged at my lips, chilling yet alluring. Let's find a way to move forward, even through the pain. A week slipped by, heavy with anticipation, before I dared to set my next move in motion. Melanie believed she could mask her guilt with sweet words and a sudden warmth towards our marriage, but I saw through her charade. Her affection felt like a delicate veil, hiding the truth beneath a surface of feigned tenderness. I embraced my part with every heartbeat. I allowed her to believe I was the devoted husband, blissfully unaware that the woman beside me at night was softly calling out another man's name, thinking I couldn't hear her secrets. With each smile she gave, my heart raced. Every kiss ignited a spark I knew we shouldn't share, because I felt the weight of the inevitable. Step 1. Ensuring her heart is fully committed. One evening, after a quiet dinner, I filled her glass with wine and settled next to her on the couch, the air thick with unspoken tension. "Melanie," I whispered, gently caressing her hands, my heart racing as she nestled closer, a quiet bliss enveloping us. My mind wandered. This anniversary trip must be unforgettable, a secret escape just for us. She took a delicate sip of her wine, a soft hum escaping her lips, filled with unspoken longing. "What are you thinking about?" I lingered, feigning a tremor in my heart, acting as if this moment held a weighty significance for my heart. She and Shannon, slipping away in his car, leaving the hotel behind, their fingers intertwined at work, hearts racing as they stole glances, believing no one could see. Their secret connection, captured in every stolen moment. The air thickened with unspoken tension. Her face lost all its color in an instant, and I feared she might faint. Just as she was about to conjure an excuse, another voice sliced through the charged silence. Angela stepped in, her presence igniting a spark that felt both thrilling and dangerous. "I never imagined you would betray me like this." Every gaze was drawn in, a silent tension hanging in the air. Angela took a hesitant step closer. She clutched her secrets tightly, each one a whisper of what could never be. Fragments of a secret, hidden in plain sight. All the secrets she had unearthed after I had whispered the truth to her. Shannon's chair screeched against the floor as he sprang up, his face drained of color, hands trembling with a mix of fear and longing. Melanie spun around, her eyes flickering between me and Angela, her lips parting and closing in a silent struggle, as if she were drowning in a tide of unspoken words. What is happening here?" Her voice trembled. "Let me share my heart." "But I want to." I interrupted, my voice laced with a chill. Shannon's face was pale, a storm of emotions swirling within him, as if he were on the brink of a heart-wrenching confession. His fingers clutched the table's edge, his gaze a silent plea for Angela's understanding. "Oh, darling, please. Oh, just be quiet." "Shannon, my heart races at the mere thought of you." Angela's heart raced as she thrust the folder into his chest, a mix of anger and longing swirling within her. "You really believe I haven't taken that step already? It's over." Melanie turned back to me, her facade crumbled, her eyes ablaze with longing, desperation, and a silent plea. "Martin, I need you." Her voice was barely a breath. "We shouldn't, but I can't help wanting to. Let's just take a moment to breathe." I leaned in closer, my voice barely a whisper, filled with unspoken longing. "You had all this time to reveal your secret," I whispered. "Months spent hiding the truth. Yet, you chose not to." Her eyes brimmed with unshed tears. "My heart aches for you. I simply can't. Let it go, Melanie." I glanced at the guests, my heart racing. "I'm so sorry, everyone." What was meant to be a joyful celebration has transformed into something we never expected. Soft murmurs filled the air, breaths caught in throats, eyes darting between them as the tension of the moment wrapped around their hearts. Shannon collapsed into his chair, heart heavy with unspoken longing. Melanie sat there, breathless and exposed, her heart shattering as everything she knew slipped away. And then, in a moment of raw emotion, Angela hurled her drink at Shannon, the liquid splattering across his face like a shattered dream. "I hope it was worth it," she whispered, her heart breaking as she turned away, the door slamming behind her. I let out a breath, heavy with unspoken feelings. Then, I leaned down, my voice barely a whisper meant only for Melanie's ears. "I hope you remember this day for what it truly is." And with that, I turned my back, heart heavy with unspoken words. I couldn't look back. As I stepped out of the rooftop restaurant, the cool night air brushed against my skin, sweeping away the final traces of the life I had just ignited in flames. Her quiet sobs echoed in the distance, a haunting reminder of what we could never have. I can still hear Shannon's voice, desperate and trembling, as he tries to make sense of it all. The whispers of disbelief linger in the air, a haunting reminder of the moment that changed everything for us. But it didn't matter to me. I had fulfilled my purpose, but my heart ached with the weight of what I had to leave behind. She was exposed, the truth finally revealed. And now, she was a distant memory, a bittersweet ache in my heart. The heart-wrenching cries. It all began with a single message under the cover of darkness. Then came the voicemails. And then the calls came. 42 missed calls, each one a whisper of longing, a heartbeat echoing in the silence between us. 17 messages, each one a whisper of longing, and more messages than I dared to remember. In the beginning, their voices trembled with desperation. "Martin, I need you. Just say something to me. Let me share my truth." Deleted. In that moment, they wielded their power with a delicate touch, drawing her in closer, even as the shadows of doubt lingered between them. "You caught me off guard. How could you betray me like this, with the whole world watching? We could have made it right." Deleted. Then, their hearts ignited with fury. "You infuriating, irresistible rogue. You shattered my world. Do you really believe you're a savior? This will haunt you." A small smile tugged at my lips as I shook my head, a mix of longing and mischief swirling within me. She remained oblivious to the truth that lingered just beyond her reach. She felt the weight of defeat in her heart. Shannon's heartache. 3 days later, a message from Angela lit up my phone, sending a rush of emotions through me. "This will steal your heart. Take a moment to see what's happening in the world." I really did. And just like that, Shannon was done. Whispers of discontent filled the air as shadows of doubt crept into the corners of his world, igniting a fire of emotions he never expected to face. Angela had shattered his world in front of everyone. She had shared the secrets of their stolen moments with the very people who could tear them apart. And because Melanie had been his subordinate, it felt like stepping into a shadowed realm, where every glance was laced with unspoken desire and every moment together was a stolen treasure, tainted by the weight of rules that bound them apart. Shannon was let go in an instant, leaving a void that felt both heavy and unspoken. He lost everything: his job, his reputation, and the dreams he once held close. Angela, she had taken the plunge and filed for divorce the very next morning, determined to claim it all. By the end of the week, Shannon found himself in a rundown motel, far from the life he once knew, each moment heavy with unspoken longing. A pang of guilt tugged at my heart for him. So close. Melanie's final chance. A week after that fateful dinner, Melanie appeared at my new apartment, her presence igniting a rush of emotions I thought I had buried. I felt a pang in my chest, but I wasn't surprised. Every message she sent was met with silence from me, a silence that felt heavy with unspoken words and longing. Her heart raced with a longing that felt both thrilling and wrong. I cracked the door, just enough to catch a glimpse of her gaze. She appeared utterly broken. Her makeup was a beautiful mess, a testament to the tears she tried to hide. Her hair fell in wild disarray, a beautiful chaos that spoke of stolen moments and whispered secrets. Her once unshakable confidence lay in ruins. "Martin," she breathed, her voice trembling with urgency. "Please, can we meet in secret?" My gaze lingered on her, heart racing with unspoken words. At last, the words escaped my lips. "What is there to say, Melanie?" Her bottom lip quivered, a silent plea hanging in the air between them. I crossed a line I shouldn't have. Oh, the ache of longing. I can't explain the pull that led me there. I was foolish. I was consumed by my own desires. But I promise you, my love for you never faded. I released a quiet laugh, sharp and devoid of warmth. "Did you really stop loving me?" I whispered it again. "For months, you wove a web of deceit right before my eyes, sharing your heart with another while I sat there, oblivious, at the dinner table." Her eyes brimmed with unshed tears. I understand. And it tears me apart inside." I tilted my head, caught in a moment that felt both fleeting and forbidden. "Do you really? Or is it the fear of being discovered that stings the most?" Her breath caught in her throat, unspoken words hanging in the air. That was my response, filled with unspoken longing. I took a step back, heart racing.